Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, The Elite Nurse Lifestyle, where we discuss all things fashion, most importantly, fragrances. And so guys, if this is your first time here, please like, share, and subscribe if you like the content. And for all my lovely subscribers, thank you so much for watching and continuing to watch. And so I am going to delve a little bit deeper today into one of my Kilian fragrances that I most recently got about 3 weeks ago. And I mentioned this in the video that I did of my Kilian collection. And so if you haven't seen that video, I will link it in the description area below, and you can go ahead and check that out. But this fragrance in particular, it's none other than the Voulez-Vous Coucher Avec Moi. And so if that is something you are interested in knowing more about, what exactly is this fragrance that says, would you like to sleep with me tonight? If you would like to know more about what this fragrance is, stay tuned. We are going to delve a little bit deeper into the fragrance of Voulez-Vous Coucher Avec Moi by Kilian. And like I mentioned, that means would you like to sleep with me, right? And so guys, just a little background. This fragrance, it was created from the nose Alberto Moraes. He is the nose behind the fragrance. And it is from the collection of Good and Evil, the Kilian collection of Good and Evil. And basically, that collection has some of the fragrances such as Forbidden Games, Good Girl Gone Bad, In the City of Sin, and Playing with the Devil. So those are some of the fragrances that's in that collection. And this fragrance, though, guys, it says that it's a lush, seductive, and more than a little dangerous. Voulez-Vous Coucher Avec Moi is a fragrance of nocturnal temptations, where darkness of night leaves pleasure seekers free to explore their deepest desires, far from prying eyes. And so guys, honestly, I think that description is a little bit of a stretch because this fragrance is nothing that dark in my opinion. For me, I find it just to be a beautiful floral composition with a little bit of seductiveness, but we're gonna get into all that, right? And so guys, this is what the fragrance looks like. It comes in this packaging. It has a little Kilian booklet in it, and this is the bottle, right? And so it kind of looks like the Good Girl Gone Bad bottle. There we go. Okay, guys, so what does it smell like, right? So let's look at okay. So what does it smell like? For me, guys, this fragrance, like I mentioned before, it is a floral bomb. It's a floral explosion, honestly. It has, in the top notes, there is some ylang ylang, there's tuberose, there's gardenia, there's some vanilla, there's also Bulgarian rose, sandalwood, and cedar in the composition of this fragrance, right? But when I initially spray it, you get the tuberose, you get the gardenia. You definitely have to like florals to like this fragrance because you really get the tuberose and you really get the gardenia, which I think gives it a little bit of a vintage quality. And in one of the forums, I saw someone says, it reminds them of Dia from the House of Amouage. I have that fragrance also. And yes, it's not necessarily that it's similar similar scent, but the feel, the overall presentation seems a little bit vintage, and Dia also gives you that vintage, old school vibe, Parisian vibe. And this fragrance, Voulez-Vous Coucher Avec Moi, it kind of draws those similar comparisons with this fragrance. And so this is one of the Kilian fragrance, guys. Like I've mentioned before, usually some of my Kilian fragrances that I have, I don't get beast mode with the fragrance. It's gonna give you moderate projection, moderate sillage. You definitely get a cloud bubble whenever you on the first initial spray, you get that bubble. It lasts me anywhere up to 6 hours, and this is without me doing the most with like my heavy-handed layering, doing all that, right? So up to about 6 hours, which is pretty good. And it's soft, beautiful vintage vibe. So guys, you know how I read what the fragrance is supposed to be reminiscent of in the top half of this video? It's not like a dark fragrance, guys. It's sexy. It has a little bit of sexiness to it, but it's more like a good girl sexy, like a good sexy. Okay, stick with me. So for me, there's different levels to sexiness, right? You have, say, a Beyonce sexy, and you have a Riri sexy, right? For me, Beyonce is that, girl next door, goody two-shoe type of sexy, you know what I mean? And then Riri, she's that more mysterious, that, I got the sauce, I'm saucy, so she's mysterious. She's a little bit more like, she can cut up type of sexy. It's not that, okay? Like I would put Angelina Jolie over there too with the Riri sexy. It's not that. This is more like a Beyonce sexy, like a more, like even a Marilyn Monroe type of sexy. You have Marilyn Monroe, and then you can have like a Dita Von Teese type of sexy. Two different sexies, okay? So this is more of a Beyonce sexy, Marilyn Monroe sexy over here. So it's like that good, it's nothing dark. There's nothing dark about this fragrance at all, okay? But it would be appropriate for, say, if you would like to do a signature scent, it would be perfect for that. If you're going on date night, it would be perfect for that. So this fragrance, that's what this reminds me of. Like definitely a little bit of seductiveness in the fragrance, but it's pretty. It's it's light. It's not heavy and dark and like rawr, you know what I mean? Not like that. Not like that. Like all black leather, nothing like that. It's more of that pretty scent, right? And so guys, for me, whenever I wear this, when I've been wearing this fragrance and testing it out, and so on the dry down, it gets a little bit creamy from that tuberose. I don't think I mentioned, did I mention what the fragrance had? Let's see, just in case I didn't, the fragrance has notes of ylang ylang, tuberose, gardenia, vanilla, Bulgarian rose, sandalwood, and cedar. I don't get too much rose in the fragrance. Honestly, the most predominant notes in the fragrance that I'm smelling is that gardenia, it's the tuberose. And you get a little bit of that ylang ylang and the vanilla for the sweetness, because it's really sweet. And then when it dries down, you get that creaminess from it. So guys, I absolutely love this fragrance. If you are not a floral lover, I would say definitely get a sample if you're interested in venturing into this fragrance. Get a sample first and see how that goes for you. But for me, I absolutely love it. And guys, if you have this fragrance, let me know what are your thoughts on the fragrance. And thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned.